The Indian government has a huge task before it in order to reboot the Indian industry. What do you think are the immediate measures the government needs to take for the auto industry as a whole?
Okay, first of all, the lockdown has to be very strict. This is number one.
Okay.
Second is that the food should reach to each and every person. All the necessity things, means food, medicines, must reach to each and every person. Now it's not a matter of salary or wages or something. Okay, now the matter is that for the lockdown period, which is going to extend for 4-5 weeks, I don't know how many weeks, but in that period, everybody should have a sufficient food to eat, so they can stay in their home. Government should make electricity free. Okay, no electricity bill should be paid, no mobile bill should be paid, no television, Tata Sky and all should be paid. Okay, because if people have to pay everything, okay, for the poor people also, from where they will get the money.
That's right.
Now the government is saying to everybody that you should pay the wages and the salary to all the workers. But from where they will get the money? From the businessmen. From where they will get the money? They don't have money to pay.
That's
because
right.
all the people have used to give the credit to everybody. The word move with the credit facility.
That's right.
The businessmen, they get the credit facility from the bank. They give the credit facility to their dealers, to institution, to government. Even to the government, we give the credit. If you make the government supplies also, you give the credit. So everything goes on credit. So now, none of the business houses or the small businessmen, medium and businessmen do not have the liquid money.
That's right, yeah.
So this liquidity is required to be generated by the government. If government wants that the businessman should pay the salary and the wages to each and every worker, okay, the government has to give them the salary and the wages. That money has to come from the government. Then only the businessmen will be able to pay. Otherwise, how businessmen will be able to pay? But what government should do? Like, if you must have seen that Italian government has given a 400 million euro package to the businessmen and all.
That's right.
So what government should do in India? So Modi government, because see, if I am a service class guy, if I want to remain alive in the lockdown period, what I required? I required food.
That's right.
I required water. Okay, I required a television, okay, to pass the time, mobile, okay, internet,
yes,
medicines.
That's right.
More than this, I don't require anything. Because I don't travel anywhere, I don't spend food for restaurants, okay, I don't buy clothes. So my requirement will be very little.
That's right.
Maybe 20% of the salary and the wages. What I think.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
So what Modi government should do, they must check the salary list of each and every businessman. Okay, how much salary and wages you used to pay? Okay, from last 1 year they can check, and they say, okay, we give you 20% of the package. Okay, so you give 20% to all your employees. So by this, everybody will reach 20% of the money. So they can eat food, they can watch television, they can use internet, and they will be able to survive. I don't say that it's 20% will be enough or not, but okay, this can be a calculation.
Yeah.
As per me, 20% will be enough, or 25%. By this way, we can have that lockdown will be 100% successful. There will be no panic situations will arise, but food must reach to each and every district. That is very important. To each and every village, that is very important.
I think the immediate situation is, to provide food and shelter to the people who are the worst hit. I mean the workers.
Okay.
The workers, and at least provide some basic amenities to these people. All other things what the government is talking about, I think it's not. It's really they only want politics out of it.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of measures what they have declared. This is all postponing the loans for 3 months.
Okay.
They are not postponing the interest. So it is and the banks are charging compound interest on for 3 months. So it is basically, eyewash.
Okay.
So the governments, I think the best thing for this time is the government is to support the industry, is just support the workers, basically, who need a lot of support at this time.
Okay.
The industry is, of course, the MSME sector, they should provide some basic things like what they are doing at the moment, like electricity, fixed charges waivers, postponing the rent or something like that.
Okay.
But other things, what the government is pronouncing is like a eyewash.
Okay.
Maybe it is not suitable for the industry at all.
Okay. So they need to be a little serious on that front.
The government has to really. I just yesterday we have received a message from the electricity board that they will waive off the fixed charges, just maximum ceiling of rupees 10,000 per month. So what is the industry going to benefit out of rupees 10,000 per month? This is just a eyewash.
Okay.
And the government is pressurizing us that we should pay on time. It is also our duty to pay on time to the workers.
That's right.
But the government is doing nothing that we are also paid on time by the government, like our GST refunds or our duty drawback refunds or our MEIS refunds. The government is doing nothing on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So government should ensure proper liquidity in the market. But at least they should clear all our dues. Whatever dues are there for the industry, they should clear it on priority.
Okay, that's a very serious issue.
I think the best way is that whenever the lockdown will over, they have to do opening of the industry in a step-based. So they have to decide which is more important, where the situation is not so worse in those states or those places. They have to open those areas.
Okay.
And of course, where there are lots of the people gathering, like for example the malls and like theaters, restaurants, pubs and other things. So that may comes in the second step because the gathering of the people are more over there.
Okay.
So because when we are passing all this situation of this coronavirus, we also understand which is to be, because social distancing is very important. Is a part of that.
Okay.
And that the government is talking about this lockdown.
Okay.
So after all these experiences, we also take care of whenever the industries will start working in a phased manner. It should not be like this. One day everything will be open. The situation may be worse. So this is maybe one of the things the government should take that steps. They will come in the phased manners. Then the people also take care of their employees, the situations, and the industry. I think it will be improve that situation.
But what about some fiscal incentives or such measures on the economic front?
Yeah, if you see, like already the government is doing that like they already talk about this. RBI have given many schemes regarding the installments and interest and other things. They already defer all these things.
Okay.
But apart from this, there is maybe others also things like, for example, the taxes, GSTs and other things also. Like if you see, especially in the electric vehicles, the GST structure is an inverted GST structure. It means we are buying at the high cost, the GST, but we are selling the vehicle at 5%.
Okay.
So there is an inverted GST which is already with the government. So we want as a request to the government that once it is open, that GST refund should be on the fast track so that we can get the money back, so that we can reboost this in our industry also. And same way there is other parameters also, whether it is related to some cess and some other things on different like electricity or some other area that government has to take care. But finally that government has to see which is good for the industry and which is good for the nation also. In both the things they have to see.
इसके लिए दो मेजर्स इमीडिएटली गवर्नमेंट को रिबूट करने जरूरी हैं. जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी बताया कि लेबर इज मेन आवर मेन टूल्स फॉर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एनीथिंग.
ओके.
तो कुछ लेबर हमारे कंट्रोल में है, लेकिन जो लेबर माइग्रेट हो गई है उसको जल्दी से जल्दी या अच्छे ऑफर देके गवर्नमेंट को उसको वापस काम पे लेना चाहिए. नंबर 1. नंबर 2, आरबीआई और गवर्नमेंट आल्सो फ्लेक्सिबल है इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए, लेकिन और फ्लेक्सिबल होने की जरूरत है. बिकॉज आफ्टर द इंसिडेंट ऑफ किंगफिशर एंड मिस्टर नीरव मोदी, उनकी वजह से जो रूल आरबीआई ने स्ट्रिंजेंट कर दिए थे बैंक को कि उन लोगों को ये लोन देना है जिनको लोन कम पहले कंप्लीट हो गया है, तो उस तरीके के जो फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है वो थोड़ी सी एमएसएमई के लिए थोड़ी फ्लेक्सिबल होना चाहिए. हालांकि एमएसएमई इज वर्किंग आई थिंक 40 years इन दिस इंडस्ट्रीज.
That's right.
तो उन चीजों को देखते हुए कि कौन सी इंडस्ट्रीज कब से काम कर रही है, उसको कितना टाइम हो गया, वो सारी चीजें भी इसके साथ में कंसीडर की जानी चाहिए. और लोन और डब्ल्यूसी लिमिट के अंदर इंटरेस्ट और उन चीजों को गवर्नमेंट को देखना चाहिए.
Okay.
In my opinion, the lockdown should not continue. It should be localized. They should make it localized.
Okay.
Because in 21 days, they should come to know where the problem is there.
Okay.
Maybe Dharvi, they say it is 15 lakh people are there.
Okay.
In Dharvi also they can, now by the seeing, by everything, और maybe अनपढ़ आदमी है, चाहे वो वर्कर है, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट के लॉकडाउन I think in the country 40% labor still is unorganized.
That's right.
My one cousin is a contractor. He is having about 95 people.
Okay.
I was just talking to him today.
Okay.
He says, from where will we make the payment? And if 95 people, they are already living together. They are not keeping them. We have told them to have masks, you have everything, but nothing. If they work also, the government stops. I appreciate. They say, but still, well, it's very difficult. But the government has to think. If we have to totally block out, in my opinion, maybe the unemployment will take 10 crores.
Okay.
Or the company, if somebody tell me, okay, you make the payment for the month of March also, you make the payment for the month of April also, then the company will get closed.
True. That's going to be a huge burden.
It is very easy. Now, just take an example. Our honorable our governor, Mr. Reserve Bank of India,
okay.
He has reduced the repo rate to 4%.
That's right.
And he has reversed the repo rate. Means the bank can take 2.5%, he can take 3%, or he can take 4%. Then they should give the money. Of course, they have given us, this is the first time in the history I've seen that sitting at home, they have given us 10% of our loan at 7.75.
Okay.
But the existing loan, which is about 100 crores, which is at 10.15%, which and recently the Reserve Bank only has put one clause. Whenever your renewal will be there, the rate of interest will be not floating. It will be for the full month, full year.
Okay.
Now, whatever the repo rate the government has reduced, as per the law, as per the Reserve Bank only,
yes,
you will not get that benefit.
That's right. Yeah. Okay.
But then what the government is making a fool. Really, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Either they have to pass on, and no bank has till today, no bank has done it.
That's right. Yeah.
Then what is this? This is all, I think, it's a mockery. The government can say, lockdown is very easy. You say you stay at your home. It is the easiest thing. In my opinion, it is the easiest thing. You put the curfew. It is the easiest thing.
Okay.
This is my opinion. Only lockdown will not serve the purpose. The people will go and cry. The people will, they will be without food and everything, and a lot of problem can be there, in my opinion.
see, in the current situation, everybody is looking at the government. And as you already said, the government is doing a huge task to control the current situation.
Yes.
But I feel that only government cannot do. It is on each and every one of us to follow the instruction given by the government. At least you can see that there are a lot of resistance in accepting what government is saying. We have to stay in house, keep the social distancing. The only thing, if we want to go to the faster recovery, we have to be self-disciplined and follow the advice of the government and the experts, because we see every time there are rumors of various nature. I think we have to avoid this, not only listening and also spreading, and each one of us must be in our individual capacity should be able to focus or should try to work in the direction of eradicating this problem.
I think the government so far has done tremendous work. I mean, the kind of steps that Modi government has taken is commendable, because they did the lockdown at a right moment. If you had waited to see that, or you would have been thinking about the industry, economy, and all, the situation would have gone out of hand the way that it happened in, say, Italy or Spain, or for that matter, even in US, they worked for quite some time. And so the steps that they took was very nice. Now, and thereafter, some of the steps that they've taken, like the 30% reduction of their own salaries, the member of parliament, and so much of steps taken, all the government employees, they come up and stood at this point of time to save the country. So, the kind of support that he has given to those people, the leadership has given to health workers or others, is really commendable. And I would say that now onwards, the real task starts, that they have been able to contain it dramatically. If you take out some of the figures that has happened because of one event that took place in Delhi and the spread of that, I would say that if you remove that, or if you try to segregate that, then the figures are there's a real good feeling you will have that we will have been able to control it. Absolutely. But now the challenge is that how do we balance out in future? One, we don't have to have that sort of a situation where it becomes like a wildfire and again it spreads. But at the same time, we have to also ensure that the people should not get suffered because the economy is not moving. Everything has become a dead. So the economy has to move, industry has to move, and for that you have to strike a balance between what we have done so far, the prevention that we have done, and to ensure that the economy also continues at least at even if a drop of 20-30%, but the economy should start coming back to normalcy.